need is you. All I need is you.
Yeah, hey, how you doing? My name is Marvin, and I'm a 11th grader. I go to Miramar High School. And basically, I'm going to tell you, like, about my life, like, before Christ. Like, growing up, I always lived with worry. Like, I was worried about everything, you know? And basically, to cover that up, like, I would tell jokes. Like, no matter how sensitive the topic was, to cover up that worry that I had, I was, like, the Joker. So when I got to high school, you know, I heard this saying all the time. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. If I was to apply that to me going into high school, then my future would have been really bad. Because I was like friends with a whole bunch of people who did drugs and swore all the time. So basically that enveloped me and I basically became my environment. I swore all the time and it got so bad, like it came to the point where I would have done drugs myself. So I remember that day, it was in December, and I'm about ready to go home. You know, I just came from a conference and stuff, something like that. And basically, I get a phone call from my brother, and it's just like, hey, yo, you can walk home without me. And I'm like, walk home? Why? Why would I walk home without you? He's like, oh, because I'm gonna stay for a club. And I'm like, oh, what club are you staying for? I'm like, oh, I'm gonna stay for First Priority. And I'm just like, what's First Priority? It's like, oh, it's the Bible school, the Bible club we have here at school. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna go to Bible club, you know, I'm not going to First Priority. So basically I'm walking away and I'm close to the corridor to where they're having it. And I'm like, it's literally like a snap decision and it like took like forever. Like it was like the longest, like quickest time in my life, if that makes sense. Because like in that process of taking that one step, everything goes through my mind. And it's just like, go to First Priority. No. Go to First Priority. No. Go to First Priority. No. My body turns towards the corridor. I'm like, I'm going to First Priority. So I open the door and I'm walking down the hallway and I see two people standing at the door. And I'm like, that must be First Priority. So I'm going down and I'm greeted by Chino and Pastor Matt. And basically like Chino immediately gets up all up on me and they're all like, both of them are being friendly. I'm like, what is this? Like, why are you guys like, and it's just like, they were happy to see me. And they never met me before. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a shot. All right, so I'm down the corridor. I'm greeted by Pastor Matt and Chino. And I remember going and entering that room 128. You know, and like as soon as I enter, it's like the atmosphere is just nice and chill. People are talking, joking around. And then we're getting started and we're gonna start off with the game. You know, and then after the game was over, it was time for Pastor Chino to give his message. You know? So he gives the message, and like the message really got to me, it resonated with me. He said, if you want to get saved, throw your hand up in the air. And I was just like, boom. Like one of the quickest decisions, one of the easiest decisions I ever made in my life. It was just like, I'm going to do it, you know? And like from then on, it was just like, once we were over, once I raised up my hand, I accepted Christ into my life. They gave you a spiritual birth certificate. And I remember filling out that certificate. So after that first week when I get saved, I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, I have to go back to First Priority, you know? So I show up back to First Priority the week after, and God literally like runs through my life. And it's like an entire breakthrough, you know? And I remember me and my brother bugging Pastor Matt. We're like, can we get a ride to your church? And he was just like, all right. Eventually he gave in. He was like, all right, I'll give you a ride. And it's just like, I meet like the greatest people. You know, like I had like all my friends who are my friends now, like my supporting cast, like I meet all of them here and like it's all amazing. First Priority changed my life forever. Because that word kid who walked in room 128 came out an empowered Christian. And it was through First Priority that I knew of Jesus, that I knew of God, that I had a great supporting cast. And through that, I learned my destiny. I learned my future. I learned I was called to be in the ministry. And that same kid who came in, that same worried kid, and that kid who came out is just unreal how First Priority springboarded my life as a Christian.